This is so exciting. Oh, there he comes. There he comes. I love it. Love it. It's vintage.
Woo, that was a drive. Pretty much exactly 12 hours.
I told them this is the culmination of a dream.
Yes, it is.
We are legitimate farmers.
And from y'all. Y'all have made this possible. Thank you, thank you.
So like Ben said, we want to thank you guys. We feel like legitimate farmers. We have a farm truck. I know it's not a lot to look at. It's old, it's rusty, it's got a lot of character. Emily's calling it vintage. So she's super pumped about taking pictures with this truck and everything of all the t-shirt modeling and everything she does. But in all seriousness, and I could cry talking about it, we want to thank you guys. You have helped us buy this truck debt-free. If you look into trucks that have what's called a bale bed, and that's what that truck has on it, we'll be showing you more of it later. They're very expensive. I don't care how old they are, because the arm on the flatbed part picks up a bale of hay and puts it on your truck, and the way I understand it, will pick up another one. So Lane can put out hay in the truck this winter instead of being freezing cold in the tractor, so much wear and tear on the tractor and all that kind of stuff. It'll save our tractor, as well as it'll be more comfortable putting out hay. But we would have never been able to do this, buy this truck debt-free, without you guys watching our videos. A lot of the soap and lotion and bandos and jewelry, a lot of that money went towards this purchase. The super chats you guys send us when we go live, all those things went towards this purchase. And so it's not enough, but we just want to say thank you. You guys bought us this farm truck.
So as you can see, it's definitely not a new truck, but we don't need a new truck. We need a good farm truck that if a cow backs into it or just anything happens, it's not the end of the world, and it's not, I guess per se, that big of a deal. The thing does have some rusted out spots. I'm going to work on that. Be a good wintertime job for me and Lane just to piddle around with, teach him some mechanics, and kind of fix it back up. All right, when I loaded this thing up, the guy that I bought it from, he was standing on that side, and we did not realize, but I was close to running off this side of the trailer. A little too close for my comfort anyway. So I've got the kids out here. They're going to help me back it off and come off straight. That way we don't wind up upside down over here. That was a little bit nerve-wracking.
Tell the YouTube family one of your many hidden talents from your past.
Turning trash into treasure?
Okay. I was thinking more of
Mechanical
a mechanic.
expertise?
A mechanic.
Yeah, one of them things I used to do that particularly, blah, 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 particularly do not like to do. but I do have to do it on the farm to save money.
Yep.
All right, Lane, turn the left blinker on.
So Ben is actually a really good mechanic. I think some guys are just really mechanically inclined and can figure stuff out, and he is one of those. He actually used to do it full time for a job, doesn't do that anymore, but he is good at it. So the thing with trying to do your own mechanic work these days on trucks as well as on newer tractors and things is so many things are computerized. Whereas you used to do anything yourself. Most people change their own oil and all kinds of stuff. It gets more and more difficult to do those things yourself all the time. So that is why we went with, this is actually a 1985 model truck.
So on old model trucks like this, they're pretty basic. As long as you got fire, you got fuel, timing right, a few little things like that, they're gonna run. You may have to do some adjustments. Other things with old trucks is a lot of things are wore out. This bed, this is a high dollar bed back in the day. But something like this is still usable and still good. I can always do patchwork. Being here on the farm, I've got a welder. I know how to weld. I can weld in new bed plate metal. Things like that are easy. Engine's pretty simple to work on. If I need to, I can put a brand new engine in that and it'll be almost like a new truck, except the body.
I love the body.
The body is showing its age. It is rusting out. Huh?
It's vintage.
It's vintage is what the girls are saying.
Yeah.
But it's a good solid truck.
And then we're actually looking at getting a very, very cheap, as if this one wasn't cheap enough, other truck for parts for this one. So that's the beautiful thing. If you buy something old like this, you can find something even older, and then you've got hundreds, if not thousands of dollars in parts, and you have little to no money in it. All right, we are over at the corral. We are gonna get these mooing calves into my milk pen. They'll have hay, they'll have a pond. They're gonna stay in there for a while, getting fully weaned off their moms, but they've been in this corral for a day and a half or so. It's time to get them out of there. I think they'll stay in the fence because there is a hot wire around my milk pen, so let's do this. So Ben is working on getting the truck road ready so this guy over here can start putting out hay with it when we need to. We're already putting out hay across the road because we don't have this many pastures across the road that haven't been eaten down. And what are you getting a lesson in?
Driving a standard.
Driving a standard.
Oh, what'd you do wrong?
You left it in gear. That's
No, it stays in gear. You didn't have the clutch pushed in when you started, did you?
No, I did.
Oh, you did? You can start in low.
It won't go in low.
Okay, give it a little gas. Let out a little bit. No, don't touch the brake. Give it a little gas. Let off the clutch a little bit. Give gas.
It's not going in
Okay,
low.
push the clutch in. Yeah. Clutch. Shift. The clutch all the way in?
Huh?
Nope. Push the clutch in.
It's all the way in.
There we go. Had to help with that shift.
It's kind of fun, huh?
It's kind of a tractor.
Yeah. A little more difficult, but yeah, the new truck is a standard, so that's an experience for Lane, and eventually Emily will get her turn driving it too. So we're super pumped about that. So Ben is working on that. We're back here extending our fences back here. We brought them to the back, the cows, I should say. Brought the cows to the back and gave them one of our hay fields that we didn't cut for a third time. It doesn't have a ton of grass on it, but it has quite a bit actually for this time of year. But we're moving them over to give them another little patch of hayfield. You can see past Lane there. So we're gonna move a fence, and then I wanted to talk to you about one thing back here that's very important if you're extending your season rotationally grazing. These things are a breeze. Woo! Finally got it. So we got the fence mostly put up. We'll have to come back with a few more posts and then we'll be ready to run the cows back here again. If you've been following along, we brought them back here to our hay fields to graze and extend our grazing season. Realized we'd made a mistake and we should have weaned the calves before we brought them back here. Took them back up to the corral, and now we've done all that work and we're ready to bring the cows back here again. There's about 7 calves left on the mama cows because they were still pretty small and we wanted to leave them on a couple more months. But all in all, now it is mainly a group of cows. So one important thing I wanted to share with you guys is about protein tubs. That's what these plastic buckets are, a lot of them. Some of them are minerals, but a lot of them are called protein tubs that you see all over the place, people's cattle farms, and I mean, they have them for goats and sheep and horses and all kinds of stuff. So why are we putting out protein tubs? Well, the main reason is because we have learned some hard lessons over the years. Before we even had YouTube, we had a small herd of cows. And one winter, they were on a place kind of like this that had a lot of grass on it that was dead and dormant, but that's okay to graze that. That's basically what you're doing when you're feeding hay. You're feeding grass that is dried out. It's not at its optimum conditions like summer grazing, but it's good nonetheless. But they were in a place like this with lots of dormant grasses that had plenty to eat, and then one day we had 2 that just went down. And one of them, we wound up doing some research, talking to a neighbor, old farmer that helps us out and teaches us along the way, and turns out it was lack of protein. And so it was a hard lesson learned. One of them made it, we nursed it back to health, one of them did not. And so that was a hard lesson for us to learn, but since then we've learned a lot more about grasses and grazing. So basically when you're doing like this, extending your grazing season, or even if you're just feeding hay throughout the winter, either one, you are feeding grasses that are no longer green, lush, alive, and growing. And so you're basically, the way it was described to us, feeding them a salad bar, but the salad is not even at optimum conditions, and they're getting basically little to no protein. Now there is nutrition content in hay if it's been fertilized and all kinds of different things depending on your soil health and all that. So I'm not discounting that, but as a general rule, you're feeding them kind of a crummy salad with no meat. And so they will eventually, if you think about it, if you did that, you would probably feel pretty good for a while. It'd be like a cleanse and a detox if you just switched to salad. But after a while, your body needs some protein. Even vegetarians eat protein in the form of beans and different things. They don't just completely cut protein. So the same as with the cows. Eventually they need protein, and that's what happened to us. And so now we supplement during the winter. Part of the time they're not put out free choice every day of the winter, but once a month we put out protein tubs and let them get some protein. And then also those protein tubs encourage foraging. It makes them want to forage for one reason or another. So they will actually eat off a field like this better with some protein tubs out here. That's what that's about. I encourage you, look into it, research it for yourself. You might find that your animals need a little extra protein in the winter. Now, this is for animals, obviously, that are not getting fed all the time. My milk cows do not get these because they get feed when they're being milked. So this is for animals that are strictly on grass that need a little boost. So that's it. We are ready to move these cows back here again. We got a new to us truck we're so pumped and excited about. I guarantee you will be seeing that all over Emily's Instagram that she does for the farm, as well as Facebook and in lots of videos. Actually, the truck is gonna have a name, and so we're working on that, and we'll be bringing that to you guys really soon. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. If you know of someone that our videos might be interested in our videos, please share that with them, maybe on your social media. We just appreciate you. Thank you for the comments. There's a bug. And just thanks for watching. We appreciate you guys. Hope you're gearing up for a wonderful Thanksgiving and holiday season. And we'll see you guys on the next one. God bless.